All right, happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday, world. How has your week been going so far? So it's been a minute since I did a Instagram live. Hey, how are you doing, boo? How's it going? How are the twins? It's been a minute since I've been on here. Happy 2020. Thank you. Thank you. And I was actually getting ready. I was just going to record something on my phone because yesterday I had tried to do a live video in my Facebook group and the video quality was terrible. So I was just going to re-record it and then post it in the group. Hey, Style and Soul, how are you? I was going to repost it in the group and then I realized, why don't I just do an Instagram live quickly? They're great. I know, it's been, girl, how many years has it been? 2 years, 3 years since I last saw you? It's been a while. I hope we get to see each other this year. And I can meet the twins. I hope so. So, as I was saying, I wanted to, do this live because I was like, well, instead of just recording what I was trying to share on my phone, let me do a live and I can get more people. Like I can get the information to more people. So that's what prompted me to just jump on, do a live. And so yesterday, like I said, when I was creating this live video in my Facebook group, and the video quality is like unusable. So I had shared some things about my self-portrait series, Seeing Myself in a New Light, that I had started in 2018, and how I've been using it in some things that I've created recently to help other people. So in 2018, I started photographing myself as a way to heal after a trauma and after a heartbreak. And it was basically me trying to reconnect with my body, reconnect emotionally, because I had disconnected myself from myself. Literally, I had disconnected me from me. And the camera was a way to do that, to reconnect with myself, because I was like in the mirror. If I looked in the mirror, I felt like I was looking at a stranger. So one of the things that I have done since then is I have put into I've taken the word Seeing Myself in a New Light, and I've taken the first letter of every word and put it into like a saying to remind people and help them, especially now that it's a new year. I want to get this information out so that we can continue leveling up and we can continue controlling the things that we can control in our lives, which is, our own healing, how we perceive ourselves, healing our identity, reconnecting with our bodies, with our emotions, with our, with God, and so on and so forth, right? So I put together this little reminder and I just wanted to share it. And then I've also started something else. Hey, Elijah, how are you? Thanks for joining. So I wanted to share, so in this acronym, Seeing Myself in a New Light, the S for seeing, I rewrote as smile. So when we are looking at ourselves in the mirror, can we smile? Can we look into our own eyes in the reflection? Hey, can we look into our own eyes in the reflection and smile at ourselves? All right, that is a sign that we are healing, that we are moving forward in life, and that, we're starting to break the patterns that have been holding us back. Maybe, hey, Mocha Sweets, how are you? That we're breaking free from some of the patterns that have been holding us back in our lives. If we can't smile at ourselves in the mirror when we look at ourselves and we look into our eyes, that's a sign that, hey, every woman, how are you? That we still have a lot of work to just even begin on. So the M stands for manners. So when we speak to ourselves, like what kind of manners are we using? Are we, hey La Fleur Rose, are we using good manners? Do we talk to ourselves gently? Do we talk to ourselves the way we want other people to talk to us? You know, someone might disrespect us and we'd be like, excuse you, who do you think you're talking to? But then we have sometimes the most difficult, disrespectful words that we say to ourselves in our thoughts, in our minds. And that often even translates, if we're talking negatively and harshly to ourselves, then we end up oftentimes talking kind of rough to those who are closest to us, those who we love the most. And so using good manners when we speak to ourselves is, the M is for manners. So I is increase in wisdom. So that is, are we always learning? You know, are we getting new information? Especially after a traumatic event, you know, a lot of times we don't know certain things. We don't know how to heal. Like at the beginning, I didn't know how to heal. I didn't know what the first thing was. I didn't know even that the first thing was just saying and releasing what had happened to me and what I was ashamed of. And I kind of found out by accident when one day I admitted, and I was saying out loud to myself, you know, I was raped and I lied to people I loved about it, right? And instantly I felt like this release. I didn't know that. No one had told me that. So in our healing, we have to, you know, seek out actively. And I didn't even know where to look for a lot of the things that I have learned since. And so I had to actually ask God, send me wisdom, show me things, send people my way, send information my way. And it was like a step-by-step thing. It was literally a learning process. I had to learn how to forgive. I had to learn how to forgive myself. And so that's part of increasing in wisdom, you know. We don't always know where to go, but just, you know, asking God to show us where to go or to bring the people or the resources to us is a great way to increase in wisdom. So the A stands for acknowledge. All right, so I'm kind of going back a little bit to what I said before, but we have to acknowledge the pain. So if we're living in denial, we're never going to move forward. Of course, our past is always going to be with us. Healing is not forgetting. Hey, God's chosen one. Thank you. Feel free, you know, to drop any other insights you have too in the comments. Yes, forgiving ourselves. If we can't forgive ourselves, then it's not, my personal experience, my personal feeling is we can't then forgive other people. We can't give to someone else what we can't give to ourselves. How can we pour? We can't pour from an empty cup, right? So acknowledging my pain, that I had to do before I did anything else, because if we're in denial and we're trying to shove something off to the side, you know, then how can we heal from something we're in denial about that we're not willing to face? And of course, it's going to hurt. Oh, from Clubhouse. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So how are we going to acknowledge something? How are we going to heal from it if we're in denial of it? You know, and a lot of times, you know, there's the famous phrase, like, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? But then a lot of times families have done that to their children, you know, like what happens in this home stays in this home. And it may not even be blatantly said, you know, sometimes it's just this feeling of like, you're just not supposed to share about things that you've witnessed or things that have happened to you, you know, and society can tell us that, for whatever reason it is, whatever's happened to us. And a lot of times, so we try to hide from it. And our past is always going to be with us, but it's about, are you going to like stuff it, or are you going to acknowledge it and then be able to like continue your story and like add to your story so that you have, you know, a new place that you're reaching instead of just the same thing over and over and over again. And a lot of times when we don't acknowledge our pain, that's how we get stuck in cycles of like relationships, like lack of intimacy, lack of being able to be open, even to people that we want to be open to. Yes, abusers might gaslight you and prevent you from the healing process. Absolutely. That goes back to even like increasing in wisdom. A lot of times people don't even know they're being gaslit, right? How do you know that unless you've somehow learned that, you know, this person telling you it's all in your mind, oh, no, that didn't happen, you don't feel that way. You know, you have to understand, you have to like learn So that, and that's even like part of acknowledging pain, you know, talking to people, having someone, you don't have to be telling the whole world, obviously, you don't have to be jumping on Instagram Live and sharing things, but, you know, finding someone that's a trusted friend and being like, you know, the other day, so-and-so said something to me and it was strange to me because I don't understand. Like I told him, her, this person, you know, I felt a certain way and they said, oh, that, you know, yeah, that's nothing, you imagined it, right? And then having someone else, like an accountability person or just like a safe place that you can share things with, or a safe person, can help you, you know, be able to see what's actually happening, that someone's gaslighting you or, you know, messing with your minds or manipulating you. So we do really have to kind of be aware. And so the next thing that I had was N, for so seeing myself in a new light. And I kept the N as new, and every day is a new day. Every day we are a new woman, a new man. The old is passed away, right? Because our past will try to come back and it will try to creep up on us. Things that we thought we had released or people we thought might have we had forgiven, right? Something may come up and trigger us, and then we'll kind of be back in that circle, and then we might feel condemnation, be like, oh, I shouldn't have gotten angry or this or that. But we have to know that we are a new person, and every day we can get a new start. In fact, sometimes, you know, we have to start over again from the beginning of what we did 10 minutes ago. But, you know, it is new. We are new. The old is passed away. And yes, the old, you know, it's not about, like I said earlier, about forgetting it, right? A lot of times people think like forgive or forget. Like it's not like you're going to just forget it and not acknowledge it, but you are like new. It is in the past, and you're creating new stories. You're creating new ways for you to think, for you to see yourself, for you to understand who you are, for you to understand and react, and just in your relationships in general, those rapport that you're building and constructing. So understanding that you are new, and every day, every moment can be a new moment. And then the last one, love, L for love. So am I loving myself where I am? Okay. So a lot of times, especially after trauma, a lot of times, you know, we put blame on ourselves and we're harsh on ourselves, or, you know, maybe we are into people pleasing, or just whatever it is, we're hard on ourselves. We have, hey, Dr. Neb, I think, H Neb, I'm not sure, or no, maybe it's Drew Neb. Sorry if I messed up your name. I'm sorry. Apologize. So loving ourselves where we're at, and understanding that, you know, it's a process. We are never, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. If you do not know this already, you are never going to be perfect. I am never going to be perfect. So, you know, saying, you know, I'm not there yet, or I'm not here or there, wherever you're at, you are okay, you know, accepting yourself, loving yourself where you're at. You know, we're not a finished product. This is life. You know, you're not where you were when you were 2 years old. You're not where you were when you were 11 years old. You're not where you were when you were 20 years old, unless you're 20 right now on this live listening in. But, you know, we're always evolving, right? And so, you know, where you're at, you've made it this far, and be proud of that. And yes, there may be healing, there may be things that you're aspiring to, that you have goals of achieving, but, you know, at this point in time, you know, you're doing the best you can. So loving yourself where you are at. So that's what I had done. There's one of the things I had done from, you know, my own project that I had started out as a self-portrait series, to heal after my trauma, and I titled the portrait series Seeing Myself in a New Light. So one of the, like I said, just what I went through now is, you know, one of the things that I have turned into to help other people, because I have this knowledge, right? I have my tools that I've learned, so why would I just keep them for myself? So how can I take what I know and what I've used and help other people? So those are just some thoughts. And then another thing that I am doing in February, and I just wanted to share and let people know, because I do hear people a lot of times, particularly around the area of forgiveness I've been in different rooms, I've had conversations one-to-one with people, different things, how forgiveness can be challenging. For me, it was like a big mystery. And I think a lot of times, particularly for people who have a Christian background, they think the wrong thing about forgiveness, like forgive and forget. And they think that like it's just like a one-time thing and then it's done. The concept of forgiveness can be really hard to understand, or people have the wrong ideas about it. And when we don't forgive, right? If we are doing things in our life and we're just trying to move on without forgiving, I love it. M for manners, A for acknowledge, and N for new, and L for love. Yes, you got it. You got it. Yes, our manners with how we talk to ourselves is so important. And when I was stuck in unforgiveness, I had terrible manners. I did not have good manners. I was not telling myself please. I was not telling myself thank you. I was not telling myself good job. I was brutal. And as a result of being brutal to myself, I was brutal to other people. And so, it's so important. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, hi, PR by Trini Kim. I think I got it right. How are you? So yes, so I'm going to be doing for the month of February a 20-day challenge. Hello. To help people forgive, to help people to heal. Because the thing is that we are in a new year. I wanted to start it, towards the beginning of 2022. I know a lot of people don't want to have the same things happen again in their lives. We want to be able to at least control the things in life, because life is a little crazy. We can at least control the things that we can control, which is, one thing being our choice to forgive. That is something that we have that power to do. And like I said, people, a lot of times it's a mystery. For the longest time, it was a mystery. I did not really understand what forgiveness was or was not. So in this challenge that I have coming up, it's going to be helping people understand what it is and like working through it from, on an emotional, on a physical, like body level, as well as a spiritual level. It is done from a Christian perspective, but it is not like going to church at all. So I will say that. And if you want to know, like, would this challenge be beneficial for me to do? Well, if you cannot look in the mirror and look yourself in the eye and smile at yourself, if you are not using good manners on a consistent basis, we all slip up and are like, oh, what's wrong with me? But like on a consistent basis, for the most part, you're using good manners. If you're not using good manners, this would be like definitely, hey, Brendan Moore, how are you? This would definitely be for you. If you're not able to acknowledge pain, your pain, the pain that someone else did to you, or even sometimes healing is not always about like what someone did to us. It can even be about what we've done to other people. So we may have guilt about whatever it is in our past relationships, things that we failed at. And so that guilt, that pain, we may be feeling about, like we're a terrible person for the pain that we did to someone else, and not feeling like we deserve to forgive ourselves, or we deserve to be forgiven. So sometimes acknowledging the pain also has to do with acknowledging our responsibilities and what we've done to other people. And if you're not able to do that, and you're having a hard time apologizing or forgiving yourself for something you've done to other people even, then this, forgiveness challenge would definitely benefit you. If you're always not feeling like a new woman, not feeling like a new man on a regular basis, hey Marcus, how are you? That is also a sign that you have not really been able to forgive yourself. If you have been holding on to grudges, and it's like really easy for you to just like get back up into, or go down into like a dark, place where you're like, oh, I can't believe this person did it. Or you're always going back to like, why does this always happen to me? Hey, EJ Collections. If you're stuck in the past a lot with things that have happened to you, or feelings of rejection a lot, right? not feeling good enough, not really feeling new, then again, the forgiveness challenge would be a good fit for you. And if you're really not able to accept yourself and be content where you're at in this space you're at this moment, you know, you're not really able to feel love for yourself. You know, how many good thoughts do you have about yourself versus, you know, the bad thoughts? From a Christian perspective, it says that God has more good thoughts for us, towards us, than there are grains of sand on the beaches. I mean, that's what, just one beach has, I don't know how many grains of sand on it, but like, imagine all the beaches in the world. So if God can think that many good thoughts about you, how is it that you can't think about 1 or 2 good things about you? Or like 10. Can you list 10 things that you love about yourself, that you're proud of? If you're struggling with that, you feel like you're not deserving of those things, again, it's a sign you haven't forgiven yourself for whatever has happened to you in your past. And it's a sign that you would, you know, definitely benefit